Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenna.
John?
House Republicans just laid out their pledge to America. GOP leaders unveiling an agenda for slashing taxes and government spending. They're hoping for the kind of success Newt Gingrich had with the contract in America in 1994, when Republicans swept the midterm elections and took control of the House and Senate. Shannon Bream is live at the unveiling in Sterling, Virginia. All right, Shannon, so how is the message of today's pledge to America? How does it differ from what we heard in 1994?
Well, John, if you'll even look at the physical rollout, you can see the differences. Back in 1994, it was on the steps of the U.S. Capitol. Today, we are in suburban Virginia outside of Washington, D.C. It's a different kind of rollout, and it's clear that Republicans wanted this to seem like it's a lot more collaborative. 1994, they handed out the 10 points. They say this has been a discussion with the American people. It's all about acknowledging that things have been done wrong here in Washington, and now Republicans are pledging to serve the people of America. Here's how Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn put it.
The great promise and salvation of this country has always been the power of the American people to seek and create solutions. This pledge acknowledges that Washington has gotten in the way of those solutions and that Washington has made the problems worse.
So today they laid out the roadmap for turning those things around, John.
I know that, in the past, Democrats have always said Republicans don't have a lot of ideas, especially for the economic situation. Did they put anything forward today?
They did. Of course, they've talked about the fact that, hey, when Republicans were in charge of the House, they did things wrong. There were issues with spending and other things. But they say now it's time for everybody to get back on track. They want to go to pre-stimulus spending levels. They want to rein in the government and a lot of things it's done with bailouts, health care, all kinds of things. Representative Jeb Hensarling talked about that. Here's his take.
We will establish a hard cap on new discretionary spending. Now think about it. We would go from the first House without a budget to a House with a binding budget under our pledge. And we would actually cut Congress's budget. At a time when families are having to cut back, small businesses are having to cut back.
They say everyone should be sharing those responsibilities for cutting back. That was a clear point here today, John.
So any reaction from Democrats on that?
As you can imagine, last night when we started getting the contours and the outlines of what they were going to talk about here today, Democrats have fired back saying instead of a pledge to America, this is more a pledge to Wall Street, to big businesses, to oil companies. We heard that from Representative Steny Hoyer's House. He is the majority leader in the House, and also a spokesperson from Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker's office, said it's all about giving tax cuts to billionaires and shipping jobs overseas. We know they were anxious to get a look at this pledge because for them, they say it's their roadmap for running against Republicans in a very tough midterm election cycle. John?
Shannon